Hey, what's up, guys? Morning. Let me go ahead and set up this room real quick. And then once I'm done with that, we can get started. Check out the news real quick. I wanted to take the scalp right here for US 30, but the opening candle is about to open right now. So I'm going to hold off on that for now. But let me finish setting up this room real quick so we can get started. Just put this there, set this up here. And then let me set up the chat real quick. All right, I'm setting up the YouTube channel. Just make sure everything is good. All right, perfect. Got this set up. It's going right here. Hopefully YouTube doesn't disconnect me this time. I noticed that it disconnects me after I've been live for like 3 hours. Maybe it's just reminding me like, yo, you should take a break, bro. Because I'm on live with you guys like 5 or 6 hours at a time. So yeah, they probably just want to remind me to take a break. But let me go ahead and set up the room real quick, and then we can get started, guys. Let me see if I got everything set up over here. All right. So I think everything's pretty much set up. Let me just send out the link to the oops, wrong thing. Telegram real quick. And if you guys send me a message on Telegram or you guys emailed me, I haven't gotten to any of those messages yet. So I will get to them eventually, but probably after the live session, unless it's really, really important, then I can get to you right away. But I mean, for the most part, it's probably not that important. All right. Got those links sent out. Post it on our social media real quick. A couple other places over here. Just post this up. Send that there. Just link over. All right, I think for the most part, we're pretty much good. Let me just send this on the Facebook and the Instagram. And then I think we should be good from here. All right, one last place, the Instagram. Just get this posted on there. And can you guys confirm that the chat's working? Let me just check real quick. Let me just type in here. I just typed in the chat real quick to see if it's working. Let me just post this on the Instagram real quick. And save that there. Hey, morning, John. Let me go ahead and just post this on the Instagram real quick, and then we can get started with the session. All right, get that link posted there. I'll swipe up button. All right, I think we're good for the most part. All right, cool. Looks like we're good. Let me check out the chat real quick. Hey, morning, Roland. What's up, bro? Just another 100K challenge. Nice, Roland. Let's get it. Morning, Sasquan. Oh, Saquon. Sorry, Saquon. Morning, Saquon. Morning, Kyle. Morning, Mohammed. Morning, Slava. Morning, Rich. Morning, Sam. Morning, Sam. Morning, Super Sam. Morning, Dennis. Morning, other Sam. Morning, City. Morning, everybody. Yeah, if you guys haven't already, if you guys can like the stream, that'll definitely help the channel. Thanks for reminding me, City. Other than that, I think we're pretty much good to go. I was going to take this scalp right here for US 30, but the market's about to open at 6:30. So we're probably going to see some crazy movement as the stock market opens. So I'm just going to set up my zones right here. I definitely want to catch some scalps today with you guys. So let's hope that we have some good entries available. I mean, there should be. It's NFP, right? So there should be some sort of movement in the market. Let me just make sure I got all these. Try to upload real quick. All right, for the most part, it looks pretty good for the most part. Let's see, let me just move this over. I think that's about it. That's all the zones that I see right here. So I'm just waiting for this, right? I mean, technically this would have been an entry, but you know how the market moves when the New York Stock Exchange opens, it just goes pretty crazy. So that's why we're just holding off on this. I mean, technically this would have been the entry right here for that long position. Maybe I'll enter it late and just catch like a little wave of profit. Just make sure my chart ready here. Yeah, looks like I'm good. So I'm good on here. Yeah, pretty much set for the most part. Peter said gold dropped hard. I think it'll keep dropping. Yeah, we'll take a look at gold and we'll see what happened with that. I mean, it finally dropped. You know, I think I had my markup set for you guys for this week or for the past couple of weeks, actually. We had the markup where I mentioned that, you know, we wanted to break that structure. See what happened here, guys? It did exactly what I mentioned. So I don't know. I forgot who was asking me, but you guys kept asking me about gold like for the past 2 weeks. And I mentioned it was ranging within this area. I said if it broke above here, it'd go up. If it broke below here, it'd go down. Look what happened. It broke and closed below here. And look what happened. It dropped how many pips? So the analysis played out exactly how I mentioned. It dropped like 223 pips. I wish I would have taken that. But this happened when I wasn't paying attention to the market. I think I was asleep already at that time. But you know, this is what I mean about the analysis, guys. Like the analysis that I apply for all these assets, it works the same all around. As it works for Forex, it works for gold, works for indices, and it played out exactly like I mentioned, right? So if you guys caught this, hopefully you guys did. Whoever has been asking me for this, you know, for the past couple of weeks, because it played out exactly how I mentioned, right? And it's probably going to keep dropping. So we're probably going to have some. I might even scalp this. Let me see if I could get some scalps on here. Let me turn on my alerts for US 30 real quick. See if I get some scalps for gold, because gold looks really nice. Let's see, gold. So it looks like we'll have a sell bias for gold. Let me turn some of this stuff off to turn this on. Wow, that drop right there. So there were actually some really good scalps here for gold. Looks like, yeah, I probably could have taken a couple of these. But we'll see if anything reappears here. Turn off my ringer on my phone. I mean, gold looks pretty solid for the most part. I'm just going to draw these zones right here, just in case, you know, we decide to take these trades as they come along. Because now that it's broken that structure, you know, odds are it's going to keep dropping and dropping and dropping and dropping. So these zones are good. Might even just take a sell and just let that thing ride. Yeah, look at that drop right there. Pretty on point, gold. So let me go ahead and take a look over here again and see what else is going on. Hey, morning, Matt. Saquon said you always butcher my name. My bad, bro. We had someone else in the group. His name was Sasquan like a long time ago. So I get him mixed up with your name when I see it. But I'm gonna remember your name is Saquon now. It's not Sasquan. My bad for that. Dwayne said morning, Dwayne. Morning, Mary. City said, what do you think about the second candle entry you discovered yesterday? Oh, guys, yeah. So I'll introduce this new strategy that Kyle actually introduced to me. It's actually really good for US 30. We still got to figure out, you know, we got to work out the kinks from it. But if you guys watch the, oh, I'm sorry, guys. I'm just gonna respond to Kyle real quick. He's just messaging me. Yeah, 9:30. I backtested Asia Open the night before NFP, so Thursday night since August, they all hit TP for 75 pips or more. Go over that. Yeah, so Kyle mentioned that he backtested it all the way back to August, and then it went like it was every trade was all hit TP for 75 pips or more. So that might be the move, guys. Man, if I had full profit from August until February, 75 pips. Let's see, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, 7 months. So 7 months. Okay, look, we'll do this. 75 times average month would be like 30 days. Times 7. Geez, that's 15,000 pips right there. If we just took that same trade. So I'm going to go over that strategy a little later. And then we're going to go and take a look at that because that's pretty nice, guys. Like any profit really is good, but if you have this consistent profit, that's huge, So we're gonna go ahead and take a look at that a little later. Probably add that to the list of things to look at. Asia session, US 30. Man, that's a lot of pips right there. Let me just see, 75 pip target. All right, so we'll take a look at that. Morning, Jensel. Jensel made it to the chat. Jensel, the newcomer here. He locked in, let's say, $3 yesterday. Taking a 0.01. Let's add to that lot size so you can double that up. But yeah, guys. All right, cool. So I think we're good to go for now. If you guys have any questions, put them in the chat, and then we can take a look at anything you guys want me to. Really, for the most part, I'm gonna be looking for scalps. But if you guys have anything specific you guys want me to look at, I'm more than welcome to look. Damn, look at gold. I should have just hopped in this sell. Man, I'm fucking tempted. I'm tempted to enter this sell, but I know as soon as I enter, it's gonna spike. It's too late. The entry should have been like way up here. Or actually it should have been way up here if you were following this right there. Damn, look at that, like 300 pips, 253 pips. Played out exactly how I mentioned right here, right? Perfect setup. Yeah, guys, I mean, if you guys have been sitting in on these live sessions, you guys would have caught this because you guys already seen this coming. I even gave the update over here as well in the chat. So if you guys were looking in the chat, I actually gave the update here. I forgot who asked for it yesterday. Yeah, TJ asked for it yesterday. He asked about, he took the sell already. Nice. So he locked in some profit because he asked me yesterday, what do I think about gold? I mentioned right here. I marked it up actually. I said if it breaks and closes below here, it's going to drop. And look what happened to gold. It did exactly what I said it would do. So if you guys have been following my advice, you guys would have locked in some nice profit off this. Congrats, TJ. You probably locked in a bunch of profit because you took the sell as soon as I mentioned it last night at 10 p.m. And that's when this candle closed. So you might have caught that whole move for about 230 pips or so. So nice move on that. Nice. Eric got it too. So everyone got that as well. Kyle said, Shawn backtested NFP on Asia Open, and since August, everyone hit 75 pips. Yeah, so we'll take a look at that entry, Kyle, and we'll see how it plays out. John said, is Asia considered the Australia session or Japanese session? Well, the way that we do it, sorry, the way that we do it, John, is we turn on session breaks right here. We just go to settings, sessions breaks. And then this would be the time that we start looking for trades. So it'd be about, yeah, it's technically Australia Open. So 2 p.m. our time, John, California time. So it's pretty solid. We'll take a look at that. Damn, look, it dropped even more. I'm so tempted to hop in this, but I'm not going to because I know as soon as I enter, it's going to swing up. It's dropped too far. It's going to have to retrace to some extent. But all right, let me go back to US 30, see if this, fuck me, dude, look at that. It would have hit full TP, the one that I was just talking about earlier. I said that there was an entry here. There's actually 2 entries right here. 2 scalp entries, full TP. Damn it, I missed it. Well, I said I was gonna hold off because the market was gonna open and look what happened. And then there's another entry right here as well, right next to it. So there's 3. I'm not gonna take this next one, but damn, I missed out on 1,000 right here. because I would have made 500 off this. I'd have made 500 off this, and then probably another one off this. But yeah, I'm gonna hold off. But if you guys did take that scalp, full TP right there, yeah, we'll wait for the next one. Unfortunately, I missed it, but I was being safe. All right, guys. So let me go ahead and take a look real quick. See what's going on here. All right. So let me just go through the Forex pairs real quick. I'm going to see if there's any entries. I don't think there was anything available. So I didn't really look. I mean, I did look, but I didn't call anything. Because you can see here that like majority of the Forex pairs, they're kind of just moving slow. The only ones that dropped or jumped was like the GBP pairs, because I think they released their interest rate. It was like 0%. So I mean, for the most part, EG right here at full TP. So I'll take off this alert. We already hit full TP right there. If you guys took my call, I called this yesterday. EG, nice full TP. EJ over here, nothing. E over here, nothing. J over here, nothing. GCAD, nothing. Nothing there. I'm gonna take this off too. This actually hit TP2 before it spiked up like that. So hopefully you guys are using the exit strategy, because if not, I mean, you might have gone burned on that. UCAD, I was gonna call this yesterday too, but it was too close. It was only 30 pips. I probably should have called it. We'd been profit. Also for USD CHF over here, I analyzed this for you guys yesterday. I mentioned if it broke structure right here, which it did, it'd go to full TP to the next structure. You see the strategy I've been explaining to you guys pretty much every day: rejection, buy signal, breaking close past structure, full TP. It's as easy as that. And it's not that difficult, guys. I use the same strategy for everything and it works. So if you guys want to learn this, just go on the website, k2trades.com, click on K2 strategy course, and you guys can get access to the indicators and my mentorship, so you guys can learn exactly how I trade. So congrats to you guys who caught this. I analyzed this yesterday morning. I forgot who I analyzed it for, but if you did catch, what I analyzed right here, you would have made full TP 40 pips. I should have taken it. The reason why I didn't take it is because I was in the live session. I wasn't able to call it right away. And by the time I was going to call it, it was already in profit. So it was just too late for me to call this trade. I probably could have called it because it was in profit. It did come back down to entry and it shot right back up. So if you guys caught that when I analyzed this yesterday, congrats. You locked in some profit off that. So same situation here for UJ guys, right? It's the same thing that I've been explaining to you guys for every other, I mean, literally everything I analyze. We have the rejection down here, right? We have the buy signal right here. We have a break in structure where it closes right here. And then what happens? It pushes up to the next structure. We have another break in structure right here. And then what happens? It pushes up to the next structure. Another break in structure right here. What happens? Same exact thing, right? Push to the next structure. What do you think is going to happen right here when it breaks and closes past this structure? It's a no-brainer. It's going to do the same thing over and over again. So when it gets to that point, if it breaks above, it'll push up. If it rejects off this point and we get a sell signal and it closes below here, what do you think is going to happen there? Same thing, right? So just keep that in mind, guys. This is really simple. A lot of people want to overcomplicate trading. It's not that difficult, guys. Just learn from someone that, knows what they're doing, myself. And you can easily profit off this. I mean, I'll show you here again, the same situation. Rejection, buy signal, break and close past structure. What happens from there? Push up. Rejection from this structure right here. Sell signal. What happens from there? Push down here. No break in structure. What happens from there? Bounce back up. It's the same thing over and over again. So just keep that in mind, guys. I know someone asked for UJ earlier. So here's the analysis for UJ. If it breaks and closes past structure, it's going to go up. If it rejects off it, we get a sell signal, closes below here, it's going to go down. So just keep that in mind. Easy as that. So let's see. Eric said, Shawn, are those short plays your scalping strategy? Which short plays are you talking about, Eric? Trying to figure out what you mean by that. Because these aren't considered short plays. These are considered intraday plays. They're on the 4-hour time frame. So obviously the higher time frame, the longer the hold. If we're trading on the 10-minute or the 30-minute, then that would be a scalp. Like this would be a scalp right here, because this is a different strategy. This is the K2SR strategy. This is the scalping strategy. So they're two different strategies. But I use it. You could use them for either one. You can use this if you want to trade intraday, or you can use this if you want to trade, you know, if you just want to scalp. So it's just really up to you how you want to trade. Obviously there's no right or wrong way to trade, or like one way to trade. It's just whatever fits your trading style. For me, obviously I've been trading like this for years and it works perfectly fine. So that's why I continue to do it, because it just fits my type of trading. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. Otherwise, I think we don't have any questions right now, which is kind of surprising. We usually have a bunch of questions in the morning, which is fine. It's cool. If you guys don't have questions, that's cool. I'm going to be scalping anyways, so that just gives me the freedom to scalp and not answer questions. But if you guys do have, if you do have, you know, any questions, just put them in the chat. I don't mind answering any questions, guys. It's just trying to make some money today. So I'm gonna focus on some scalping. Let's see. Got that right there. Got that right there. So yeah, just a reminder, guys, if you guys messaged me on Telegram or you guys emailed me, or, you know, had some questions for me, I'm probably not gonna get to them right away because I'm on this live session, obviously. You can see right here, I have 17 messages on Telegram I haven't gotten to. And I also have like, over 100 emails from last night from people. So if you guys emailed me asking questions or sent me a Telegram message and I haven't gone to you yet, I will get to you. Don't worry about that. It's just going to take some time because I'm busy right now with this live session. So for S&P right here, we actually have a scalp. We have a couple of scalp entries right here. We have this one right here. And then there's actually a whole bunch right here. So if you look here, there was actually, yeah. So there was 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 entries here for for S&P. If you took this right here, full TP right there. This one again right here, looks like it's on its way to full TP. It was almost there. And then we have another one right here that's pending as well. So let's see, I'm kind of tempted to, no, it's too late. So I probably would have been tempted to enter this one, but it's a little late because this one's in profit already. So I'm probably not going to take that for S&P, but obviously this one would have hit full TP. And you know, this one right here is on its way to full TP. So that's it for S&P right there. Going back to NASDAQ over here, I'm just going to look at the US indices. If you guys have any other indices you want me to look at, or any Forex pairs, I can do that. Just go ahead and put them in the chat. So looking at the NASDAQ right here, let's see what we got over here. We got about, let's see, one right there. These connect. These all connect right there. Damn, look at NASDAQ is dropping. What's going on in the market? All right, we got a zone right here. And we got a zone right here. So NASDAQ is dumping right now. Check this out real quick. Yeah, I don't know. Well, I mean, this was a huge spike. Check out this spike right here. This is why I don't trade on market open. This huge spike right here. NASDAQ spiked like 700 pips, guys, in like 2 seconds, you know, as soon as the market opened. So this is why I try to be a little careful with these, because you just don't really know how it's moving here. This is probably going to swing down. What's going to happen here is probably, I think this is what's going to happen. It's going to swing down, swing up a little bit, and then come back down. When this happens right there, we can take a scalp off this. Otherwise, I think that's about it for now. I don't really see, wow, look at gold, guys. It's still dropping. I should have just chopped into that. Look at that. Gold is now dropped nearly 300 pips. 300 pips is going to be right here. So I'll just keep that in mind. But I'm happy to see that the analysis played out. I know a lot of you guys were asking for gold for a long time now, and it actually played out pretty nice off here. Let's see. So that's about it for this. That's about it for this. All right, let me check the questions real quick. Eric, so thanks, man. You're the best to your students. Yeah, definitely, Eric. You know, I'm here to help you guys out. You know, obviously I make profits trading. You guys already know that. So, you know, my main goal here is to help you guys profit as well. Because I was in the same position as you guys. You know, I was a new trader. I never had a mentor, never had a course, I never had money to buy that stuff when I first started trading. So I learned all this stuff on my own, pretty much from trial and error. And that's why I know so much about trading, because I learned all the bad things and all the good things, and I was able to decipher the good from the bad. So yeah, I'm here to help you guys out, make sure you guys profit with me, because obviously I can do this all on my own, but I come on these live sessions every day to help you guys out. So let me see if there's anything else here. Yeah, Sam, gold, right? Gold dropped exactly how I mentioned. I analyzed this for you guys since January 8th. I said it was going to go sideways until it ended up breaking and closed above here or breaking closed below here, which it did. And look at that huge move. So congrats to you guys who caught that. Looks pretty good for the most part. Let's see. City said I might take that new second candle scalp entry for 200 pips. Which one are you talking about, City? Are you talking about gold right here? I mean, there's a bunch of scalp entries around here that are kind of available. I'm looking at US 30. I was hoping that this would come back down or create a new structure somewhere, but where did I even get that upper structure? Oh, it's right there. All right, cool. So that looks good for the most part. I mean, we just have to wait for it to come down. I'm gonna set an alert on this so that it can notify me when it actually comes down and touches the pivot, so we can take that scalp. S&P right here, it looks fine, but it looks a little iffy as well. I mean, it's on its way to full TP. Full TP would have been right there, but we'll see how this ends up, playing out from that point. Oh, City said market open US 30. Nice, nice. Yeah, so we'll take a look at that new strategy. Wow, look at this. It's shooting up like crazy. S&P shooting up too. But I'm not gonna hop into this hype right here because obviously it's gonna push up and then it's gonna come back down. I don't want to get in too early and then I end up getting kicked out of the trade as it pulls back. So guys, remember, don't trade off emotion, trade off skill. Make sure only take trades if you have an opportunity that's available. Don't just hop in because you see it spiking up like that. Because as soon as you hop in, it's going to come back down. You're going to get stopped out. So keep that in mind. Don't give into these big price movements where you chase price. Wow, look at that. It's shooting up like crazy. Let me go on the 30-minute actually, see what's going on over here. Maybe there's another scalp entry here on the 30 that could have been taken. Let's see. So here on the 30-minute, turn on the K2SRs. It doesn't look like we have one yet, but I mean, obviously there's a lot of stuff here developing. Got that right there. Then just drawing these zones right here so we can see if there was any scalp entries on the 30. So after drawing those zones right there, yeah, not really. Looks like it spiked up like way too far up. I mean, technically there was a scalp entry right here. If you took the scalp entry over here, there's actually a couple right here. There's 1, 2, 3. There's 3 entries right there where you could have made about 1,500 pips each. In this whole vicinity right here, you can see the rejection off the pivot and rejection off the structure. If you took these trades right here, these all would have hit full TP, obviously, right? 1,500 pips right there. There you go, full TP right there on the 30-minute. If you took these entries over here using the K2 snipe strategy, so that would have been good. I mean, unfortunately, I didn't take that trade. This was yesterday morning. Actually, missed out on that trade. But damn, look at US 30. This thing's flying. So I don't know if we're gonna have a daily entry today, guys, because this thing is flying like crazy. I don't know what's causing it to spike up like that. CNBC hasn't given any updates yet. I mean, aside from the jobless claims, this news came out like hours ago. So obviously, we would have expected this to damn, look at that thing. It's crazy. That's a huge spike up. But I still wouldn't chase it, guys. As soon as you enter the trade, it's going to come back down. It's there's too much momentum here where it's going to spike around. I think this is what's going to happen. It's going to push up quite a bit and then it's going to go back and forth for a bit. And if you think about it, if it goes back and forth like that, it's going to be about a 500 pip move. So if you're scalping this, you might get kicked out of the trade if your stop loss is too tight. So it's a bit of risky. See this red candle right here? It's going to have to retrace a bit. So I'm not going to mess with it yet. I'm just going to wait for an actual entry to appear. But damn, look at that spike up. That's crazy. It's a huge spike for US 30. Look at NASDAQ over here. NASDAQ's so nasty. I wouldn't mess with NASDAQ right now, guys. This technically would have been an entry here for a buy, but look at how much it's been spiking around. So for example, here, this is a normal candle, right? Normal candles like about maybe 100 pips, 100 pip average. You look at these candles right here. This is like 700 pips. So it's moving like seven times as much as it normally does. And look at this spike right here. So don't mess with NASDAQ, guys. Look at that. It's just whipsawing back and forth. So if you were to take this trade right here and your stop loss isn't more than 700 pips, you're going to get kicked out of this trade regardless. So don't mess with NASDAQ. I don't recommend it. Look at everything's dumping right here. It's US 30. It's doing exactly what I mentioned. It's coming down. It's probably going to range a bit before it ends up going in the other direction. So just keep that in mind. Everything is being very manipulated right now. Look at S&P. See that? Hit full TP, and then it came all the way back. Well, it didn't come all the way back down, but it's coming down. So this is a messy market this morning. S&P came back and tested the structure right there. So we'll see how this plays out off that. Other than that, let me see if there's any questions here before we continue. Olad said, can you use K2 indicators? Can your K2 indicators be used on the short time frames? Yeah, Olad, we're on the 10-minute right now. You can use this on any time frame. You can use it on 1 second. You want to trade on the second. You want to trade on the 5 second. You want to trade on the 30 second. You want to trade on the 1 minute. I mean, it doesn't matter whatever you want to trade on. The indicators adjusted the time frame. So it doesn't matter if you want to trade on the 1 second, the 1 minute, the 1 hour, the 1 day, the 1 month, the 1 year. Whatever time frame you want to trade on, you want to go on the daily, it still works. You want to go on the weekly or monthly, it still works. So it just depends on what you want to trade on, but there's no specified time frame that that it needs to be used on. So let's see if there's anything else here before we continue. Kimmy said, get some good scalps so I can pass my FTMO. Exactly, Kimmy. That's what we're looking for here. We're looking for some good scalps. But with price moving this high up, it's probably going to take some time before it catches back up to the pivots down here. So we'll see how this plays out. I do have my alert set up if and when we do get some trades in. If we get a sell signal here, we're probably not going to take it, guys. Just keep that in mind. If we get a sell signal for the daily entry, we're probably not going to take it because this momentum up is just too strong. It's not necessarily safe for us to take a sell here because it might this is what might happen. It might come down slightly and then it might shoot all the way back up like that. So just keep that in mind. And then, yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it for that. So that's it for that. Let me check the chat again and see if there's anything else that we're missing. Hey, morning, Billy. Morning, Patricia. Hey, guys, how's it going? Let's see. John said support resistance on the US 30. Yeah, I mean, it broke right through the resistance on there. And it's at resistance on the 30-minute right now, actually, on the US 30. So, I mean, we'll see how this plays out. It's at a pretty strong resistance right now. So this might actually just reject off it, come back down slightly. Or it might break right through it, right? It can go either way. So I wouldn't enter US 30 right now to wait for that confirmation. Maybe if it breaks above this structure, then you can take that for a long. But I probably would wait because it's at a pretty strong resistance right now. Let's see. Kimmy said, by the way, Shawn, do you use RSI or is it engraved already in your head? So I never use RSI. Also, it depends what you use RSI for, Kimmy. You got to keep that in mind. RSI works for certain assets that are limited, like US like indices and stocks. It works for those assets. It doesn't work for Forex though. It works on gold. It does not work on Forex. So a lot of people, it's funny when you see people use RSI for Forex. Like if they use it for the oversold or bought function, like for example, let me just pull up like your USD real quick, right? If I pull up the RSI here, a lot of people don't understand that the RSI doesn't work for Forex because Forex, there's no limited quantities of Forex, right? Forex can go on forever. It can go up forever, it can go down forever. It never really, it doesn't have an oversold or overbought function because the thing is for Forex, these are currencies paired against another currency. If you're trading the index where it's just one currency, yeah, it can be oversold, overbought. But if you are trading a currency against another currency, the way that this moves is if it goes down, this means the second currency is stronger than the first. And when it goes up, that means that the first currency is stronger than the second. It's like impossible for one currency to be way too strong where it has to come back down, right? It just depends on what currency is stronger than the other. And for example, here, if you look at RSI here, you see how it's overbought right here. If you're using those this function where you're determining that it's overbought and you should sell, you would have been burned here horribly, because if you look here when it was overbought, it just keeps pushing up. Like it dropped right here, and then it just keeps pushing up and up and up, and it doesn't drop at all. So if you were using this for the oversold, overbought function, it obviously doesn't work for Forex. However, if you use it for something that it does work with, like US 30, for example, then this is something that can be used for, right? US 30 right here, you can see that it gets overbought and then it does drop a little bit. Vice versa right here, it's oversold and then it picks back up. Same thing here, overbought. So that's the difference between using RSI with Forex and other assets. It only works for certain assets. And most of the time, I mean, it works sometimes, but it doesn't work all the time, right? Like for example, here for US 30, it was overbought here. It dropped slightly, but it kept pushing up. So it just depends on what you're using it for. For example, here too, it's oversold, and look what happened. It was oversold, and if you were to buy off that, it still dropped like, this is 1,254. So this would technically be 12,000 pips. So if you were using that function for this here, it obviously wouldn't work that well, right? But yeah, I personally don't trade RSI like that. The way that I trade is I trade momentum. So if I see momentum coming down like this, see the trend meter? If I see momentum coming down like this, we have a momentum signal and the overall trend is down, I'm going to take that sell right there, right? I don't care if it's oversold, I'm going to take that sell right there and I'm going to make some profit. So just keep that in mind. There's different ways to trade. There's no right or wrong way to trade, like I mentioned, but RSI can only be used for certain assets. It's not meant for every asset. So that's about it for that. Let's see if there's anything else here before we continue. Eric said, "How's the USD so strong?" The reason for that is because the jobless claims were better. So right here, jobless claims better than expected last 2 weeks and lowest in 2 months. So it looks like people are getting back to work. So with that said, obviously if unemployment is going down in the US, it's going to increase the strength of the US dollar because people are back in work. It's stimulating the economy, and that's what's spiking, the US dollar. So just keep that in mind, Eric. Peter said he thinks gold will reach 1780. So looking at gold over here, let me pull it back up. Gold right here. So Peter thinks it's going to reach 1780. Let's see. Oops, let me fix that. I hate when that happens. Okay, there we go. All right, so let me go back over here. Oh man, again. Like this. There we go. So Peter thinks gold will drop to 17. Yeah, I think it will too, Peter. It looks like it's going to continue. I mean, it's playing out like I mentioned right here. So Peter thinks gold is going to drop to 1780. I think so too. It's almost there. It's not too far from it. Let's see if there's a lower structure here. So the thing is, when price starts to drop like this, the next thing you want to look for is the next structure, right? Because you want to know where it's going to reject from. The next structure is actually way down here. So it can actually drop even further, Peter. The only problem is that it's at a support right here. It just broke support. It can easily like spike right back up, right? It can pull right back into that support. So just keep that in mind. But otherwise, it looks like it's got a long way to go to the next support down there for gold. So it looks good for the most part. Market open US 30. Let's see. John said, I took it based on Powell's new second candle strategy. Which one? Oh, John, you're talking about the one that I mentioned, right? So that's one that I mentioned yesterday. I mentioned that. So you guys had, if you guys watched the live stream with me and Kyle yesterday, I went over a pretty good amount of strategies that I figured were pretty decent. So like one strategy that I discussed with him was, after the opening candle right here, 630, once this closes, if the next one is a bullish candle, you can catch a scalp up right after that for like 500 pips right there. So that's one strategy that I discussed with Kyle. There's a lot of new strategies that I've been discussing. Man, I'm like tempted to hop into this buy for US 30, but I know as soon as I enter it, it's not gonna be good. So I'm not going to mess with it. Let's see. Yeah, it's way too overextended, guys. US 30 is just way too high. It's, you know, from market open right here, it's already pushed up like 2000, like nearly 2000 pips. 2000 pips right there, pretty close. So I personally don't want to mess with it, because I know as soon as I enter it, you know, just knowing trade psychology, as soon as you enter it, it's not going to go my way. So I'm just going to watch it. If you guys want to enter it, you guys can, but I'm not advising you guys do, because it's pushed up 2000 pips already. And you know, it can only go up so far until it starts to hit some sort of resistance. Let me check. So it's already broken these resistances over here. Looks like the next one's up here, then up here, then up here, then up here. So this is going to be the all-time high. I don't know, actually. It's got a long way to go before it reaches that all-time high. But I think it's going to drop a bit before it ends up swinging up. And when it does drop, that's going to be fine, because we can take the scalp back up. Sorry guys, I'm looking at my text. I'm getting a bunch of messages here from people. But yeah, we'll keep looking at US 30 right here. I have my stuff set up. S&P right here is still pushing up as well. But look at that wick right there, that crazy wick, right? Full TP off that scalp. There's actually another scalp right here as well. If you guys see this right here, there's a scalp off this next candle, but it's not something that I would personally take right there. So there's another scalp right there for S&P. But like I mentioned, it's going to have to retrace a bit, right? So it's a bit of a risky trade, but technically there's a scalp there. It's a rejection off the pivot, rejection off the structure. So odds are it's going to push up, but it's probably going to retrace back a little bit. It's a risky scalp, so I don't recommend taking it. But if you were looking at this, this is a valid scalp right there. NASDAQ over here, let's see what's going on with this. Damn, NASDAQ is a mess. I think someone said they were in for a buy, right? Hey, what's up, David? David, did anyone catch that buy? Nice, nice. Okay, I thought Sam said he was long NASDAQ. Hopefully you were, Sam. No, Sam corrected himself. He said he meant US 30. Because look at this huge drop right here for NASDAQ. I wonder what's going on. It's kind of crazy that NASDAQ is dropping, but US 30 is pushing. And S&P, look, it's doing what I mentioned earlier, right? I said it was going to come down. Look what it's doing. Yeah, that's crazy. So hopefully you guys can take that. I'm going to open my windows real quick. It's too hot in here. Over here. Starting to feel like summer already. Hey, David, it's snowing over there, right? It's snowing there on the East Coast. It's actually pretty warm over here. It's starting to feel like summer out in Cali. So let me check the chat real quick, see if there's anything else that I missed. Nice. City said he locked in 200 pips on US 30 secured. 1.5 lot on that second entry is clutch. Yeah, definitely. That's nice. Let's see what else we got over here. Nice. City took that trade. Patricia said awesome on Euro 50 and DAX too. What's the Euro 50? Patricia, I've never seen that before. Let me just pull it up over here real quick. So you mentioned the DAX. Let me check the DAX real quick for you guys who do trade the DAX. I know a lot of our London members here trade the DAX. So if you guys did trade that, let me see if there was any scalps over here. I'm sure there was a bunch. So you guys can see here that this strategy works on everything. It's not just US 30. It works on all the indices. It also works on Forex, works on gold, works on everything. So if you guys are having trouble, you know, being profitable trading, I mean, obviously you can see here that, like, I could even show you everyone's profits here. If I go to, I save everyone's profits, and sorry guys, I got a ton of messages here. I haven't gotten to anybody yet, but yeah, looking at this here, you know, this is everyone's profits in K2. Like Josh over here said that he took all 3 scalps using the K2 snipe strategy, and he locked in about $600 this morning for US 30. He also locked in a bit more the day before. This is yesterday. He locked in about 1,770 using the same strategy that I'm showing you guys here, right? These aren't even my profits. These are everyone else's. Here's Nagin. She said, Shawn, just watch your lives. Shawn, you made me scalp without any indicators for fun. So she basically just copied my trades and then she locked in some nice stuff there. About 1,800. Nice work, Nadine. Mark over here about 1,900. 400 on Mark's other account, and then about 1,900 on that one. Deswell over here, he locked in profits for the US 30 scalp that I called. So he locked in about 1,000 off that. So you can see here that everyone in K2 is killing it, whether you guys are copying my trades or whether you're applying the strategy yourself. Like Roland over here, nice. Roland's scalp's getting easier and easier. He scalped it on his own, locked in about 1,904, scalping by himself, like without me, right? So everyone here is killing it without my help. So it's really up to you guys. If you guys want access to this, it's available to you. Like the members are actually making more profit than me because I've been busy teaching, this strategy. So I haven't been able to trade as much as I would want to. And that's why we're planning on closing the signups because I'm just too busy. Everyone wants to learn from me and everyone wants to teach. And, obviously I want to teach everybody, but I can make way more profit just trading. So that's why we're going to close down our signups for a bit. And I'm just going to focus on trading. Meanwhile, so the DAX right here, whoever was looking at this, there was a scalp entry right here. There's actually two scalp entries right here. We had the rejection off the pivot, rejection off the structure. So if you guys took that trade right there, this would have been a long position right there, full TP for 223 pips. And then again, with this red candle right here, we had a rejection off the pivot and the structure for another full TP for about 200 pips. Again, right here, there's a couple more entries. There's actually this current candle right here for the DAX. If you guys plan on taking it, rejection off the structure, rejection off the pivot. This would be another scalp right here for another 200 pips if you guys decide to take it right there. So it looks pretty good. Yeah, Patricia mentioned DAX got the snipe strategy, took them both. Nice. So Patricia took these two entries right here and she hit a full TP on those as she scalped that last night. Wow, okay, everyone's posting their profits right now. Nice. Like literally, so I just pulled up the premium chat right here, guys. I opened the premium chat for K2. Tam over here locked in 182 off US 30. She locked in another, wow, good morning. She said good morning. She locked in 182 off that US 30. She locked in a total of 632 this morning. So congrats for that, Tam. You're probably on vacation around Mexico, right? Spending all those profits. And then we got Cheryl over here. She's running the trades off the DAX, US 30, S&P 500. She's up like a lot, guys. Look at this profit right here. This is Cheryl right here in the K2 Premium. And these aren't even my trades. Like I'm not even profiting right now because I'm here like on this live stream with you guys. But you can see here that the K2 members are killing it, guys, this morning. Literally everybody. And then she made some more scalps last night. So these are scalps from Cheryl last night. She locked in about 1,927. She took a scalp for UK 100, the German DAX. Yeah, basically the DAX and UK 100. She took them all and she covered like these little losses she had and she made a lot more profit. So you guys can see here that, obviously, Daniel, Patricia over here, she's in the chat right now. Patricia said she took those trades and wow, look at that. Great job, Patricia, for the day. She locked in 2,742 for the day. I might have to stay up during Lennon session with you guys and make some profit because you guys are making more profit than me. Man, that's amazing, guys. Congrats to everybody here. Everyone is killing it, guys. This is what I like to see. Like, it doesn't matter if I'm not profiting because I'm here teaching you guys. As long as you guys are profiting, the K2 fam's profiting, that's all that matters, guys. I don't care if I'm not making as much profit as you guys, but as when one of us wins, we all win. So you guys know how it works here at K2. We're all a community here. We're like a legit trading family where we all profit and we all share profits with each other. Damn, Tam, some more. Done for the day when these close. Tam locked in another one just as we had this live session. I was just talking about the DAX, right? The scalp move right here. She's waiting for that to close full TP. She took the German DAX right here. She's in profit about 600. And she's killing it, man. You guys are all killing it, guys. Congrats to the whole K2 fam. I love seeing this, guys, seeing everyone profit. I wish I could send my profits too, but I'm here I'm here not trading because I'm on this live stream. But I'll definitely catch up with you guys. Nice. People texting me right now too, texting me all their profits. So congrats to you guys who just signed up to K2 and started making your own profits. There's a lot of new members here. You guys are texting me right now. I'm not gonna be able to get to you right away, but congrats to everybody. So let's go back to US 30. US 30 is still pushing even higher, higher. I'm still mad at myself for missing this trade right here because I was gonna take these two right here. I should have. I was thinking about it. I was like really ready to take those trades, and I ended up not taking them because I hopped on this live session and I got sidetracked. So I mean, it's all good as long as everyone yeah, as long as everyone's killing it, that's all that matters here. Getting a bunch of messages on Instagram. Everyone's like, "How do I sign up? How do I get on your YouTube channel?" I mean, it's a swipe up button right there for you guys that are trying to get in on the YouTube channel. So let me yeah, no, we're good. All right, so we're good on that. Let's see if there's anything else here that we need to look at. Yeah, NASDAQ is probably one that I would stay away from, but everything else looks good for the most part. S&P right here for that scalp that I was just talking about, it's in profit. So if you guys took that scalp I just talked about earlier, it's in profit and it's on its way up right now as we speak. So let me see if there's anything else over here real quick before we get started. Yeah, Patricia said NUA is going up because of the good news. The US follows the same. Patricia said make money in London session. I agree. Patricia said shoot all-time high in US 30. Should have stayed in. That's what I'm saying, right? Patricia, it's pushing up pretty heavy. I'm just worried it's going to come back down. The last thing I want to do is hop in and then it ends up coming down. But we'll see. Jonathan said, still only 2 likes. Let's smash that like button. Yeah, definitely. If you guys haven't hit the like button, that would definitely help. And it'll give me incentive to come back on these sessions to, basically teach you guys here every morning. Because obviously you guys saw that I missed out on all of these profits right here because I was here on this live stream with you guys when I could have just been trading on my own. But like I mentioned, I don't mind teaching you guys or helping you guys out. As long as you guys are profiting, that's all that matters to me. If you guys profit off my analysis or any of my calls, that's great. As long as someone's profiting, that's all that matters to me. But yeah, it would definitely help if you guys could help grow this channel so we can find more people that are looking to profit with us as well. So let me see if there's anything else here. Tam said DAX killed this morning, made it 800 just off that. Nice. Yeah, so Tam locked in that DAX trade over there. Right here. Diamond's asking, how do we get the premium chat? So Diamond, go on the website, k2trades.com right here, and then sign up to either the signals or the strategy course. If you just want my trades, just go to signals here. If you want access to my strategies, click this right here. And then that's how you'll get access to it. So yeah, DAX right here is about to hit full TP if you're still in that, Tam, but it's looking good for the most part. All right, let me scroll up real quick and see what else we have over here. City said should have held for 500 pips instead of 300. It would have secured 1K. Yeah, no, City, I agree. Damn, this is crazy. Look, the DAX is about to hit full TP right here, and the S&P is still pushing up as well. Patricia said, that's nice. I will take the warmth. All right. Yeah, same here. I can't do it that cold. Nice. Kel got in at 30,735. Damn, so you got some money off of that, Kel. So Kel got in at 30,000. Where did you get in at? 30,735. Oh, you're probably looking at something else. Sorry. I'm looking at you're probably talking about I'm trying 30,007. If you're talking about US 30, damn, you got in like way over here then. 30,000. 30,735. Wow, so you locked in some crazy profit off that, Kel. If you got in at that price point, geez, look at that. So you got in about 4:30 this morning. So congrats to you for locking that in. That's nice. It's a nice profit right there. All right, let me keep going on the chat real quick, see what else we're missing here. Isaac's asking, what strategy did you talk about? So Isaac, this is the K2 snipe strategy. what we're identifying is we're identifying a rejection off the K2 pivots right here. You need the K2 indicators to have this. So you need the K2 pivots and the K2 SR indicator to identify the pivot point, like these specific pivot points, and also the structure right here. So you can see the structure that's been pretty much marked up with the K2 SR indicator, these structures that are developed right here. I just draw my lines over them like that. And we identify a rejection off the K2 pivots right here and off the K2 structure right here as well. When you have that 2 rejection, you enter a long position right here, and then you just write that up, full TP right there, and then another one right there, full TP. So if you want access to that, just go on the website, k2trades.com, sign up for the K2 strategy course. You'll have access to the indicators right here. That's pretty much what everyone's using here. That's locking in all its profit. Everyone's pretty much trading on their own. They're using the same strategy that we're discussing, and they're locking in profits, back to back to back. And then if you want to see everyone's profits, I got months and months and months of profits for you if you really want to see if this works. If not, it doesn't matter because we're going to keep profiting regardless. So this is why we're going to close down the signups, guys, because everyone here is profiting. So obviously this works. We just don't we don't really need new members if they're going to take time away from my own trading, because every time someone new signs up, obviously there's going to be a bunch of questions, and I just want to focus on trading. I don't want to keep teaching. I'll keep teaching everyone that's within K2 already, because you guys are loyal to K2. So look, we got profits from January, we got profits from December, we got profit. These are all profits. I'll stop anywhere here. All over here locking 1,000. I got profits from December 15. Tam over here, you seen Tam locking in profits today. She locked in profits in December. We go back only to November. I can keep going as far as you guys want. And I report everyone's profits here. Noel, small profits, big profits, doesn't matter. We go from making $40 for Yad and Noel right here to making thousands of profits with Cheryl over here. A couple $100 with Art. So obviously, if you guys have been with K2, you guys know how we do it here. And you guys know how everything works. I've been teaching you guys for a couple of years now. So I'm after figuring out this new scalping strategy, I kind of want to focus on my own scalping. Wow, look at US 30 right here. That's crazy. So US 30, if you took this scalp from down here, you'd be in profit 2,000 pips at this time. So that's why that's the main reason why I'm contemplating closing the signups, because obviously when someone new comes on, I want to make sure that they're profitable, and I want to make sure that they know what they're doing. So with that said, with more people signing up every day, it takes time away from my own trading. So that's why I want to stop signing people up, so I can just focus on trading, and I can just focus on the people who are already within K2. So if you guys want to sign up, the sign up is probably going to close we were going to close it at the end of January, but a lot of people were begging to keep it up, for another month. So probably within the next couple of weeks, or by the end of the month, we're going to close the signups, and this isn't going to be available anymore for new people. So if you're in K2 already, you're fine. But if you haven't signed up yet, it's not going to be available to new signups, because I just have other things in mind, with regard to handling my own account and teaching people that are already within K2. So let me go and check out the other stuff here real quick before we started. All right, let me see if I missed anything else before we all right, so Patricia said Dax got the snipe strategy, took balls. Nice. City said, I don't know if I missed it or not, but has anyone noticed the second candle works on other indices? Doing some back testing now. Yeah, so I'm not sure, City. I haven't even tested it myself, so I'm not sure yet. That's another reason why I want to stop signing new people up, because I'm going to be looking for new strategies for us to apply. If you guys sat in on my mentoring session yesterday with Kyle, we figured out a brand new strategy for Asia session. So for example, we turn on the session breaks. Actually, I'll show you this on a different chart, on a clean chart over here. Or I'll open a brand new chart here that's not even messed up. So I'll show you guys the new strategy that we just figured out yesterday, which we're going to be applying, and it'll be available to obviously all the new K2 members, or all the current K2 members. It's something that we identified on US 30, where basically we use the momentum indicator on market open for Asia session right here. So basically right here, we wait for the market to open for turnover. And then we take the first signal right here. So we take that first signal right there. We shoot for about 750 pips. And there you can see full, basically full TP right there with little to no drawdown, right? So this was yesterday or 2 days ago on the 2nd. Again, right here, yesterday on the 3rd. Check this out here, the momentum indicator, right? First signal right there for a sell, full TP. Easy as that. 2 full TPs right there, locked in nearly 2,000 pips. The day before right here on the 1st. See the first signal right here, take a buy entry, full TP right there as well. So that's 3 full TPs right here again on the 31st. Here's when the market turnover happens. First signal right there, full TP. Easy as that, guys. Look at that, full TP. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm gonna run this again today. So a bunch of full TPs right here, applying this new strategy that we just discussed yesterday. So if you guys sat in on my mentoring session, you guys can find the details there. If you guys want to sit in on my mentoring sessions, make sure that you're subscribed to this YouTube channel. You guys like the videos and that you guys have notifications on so that YouTube knows that you want to see my videos. So whenever I go live, which I don't post a link for the mentoring sessions, YouTube will send you an email, it'll notify you like, hey, Shawn's going live for a mentoring session. If you want to sit in on the session, click this link and then it'll open up my mentoring session. You guys can see that I covered this strategy last night with Kyle, and this shit's crazy, guys. Like, look at this, no drawdown, literally full to TP, straight to full TP. And this is definitely something that, that I'm going to be applying moving forward. And I figured out a way where I can almost break even every single time. Like, for example, here, say for this one right here is a loss, right? So this is obviously a loss because the first signal right there is a buy. So if this loses right here for 75 pips, so say it hits my stop loss right there for 75 pips, what I do next is I take the opposite position. So right there, if it hits 75 pips, I move down the other way for 75 pips, or I just keep running it, and look at that. I cover the loss and I can make more profit on top of that. It's like literally, like, I don't even know how to explain it, guys. This thing's crazy. Like, we back tested it and there's no losses from now until August. So if that doesn't scream full leverage to you, that's probably what I'm going to do. First signal right here, buy signal after the market swap, full TP. Again, right here, it's the same exact thing I mentioned, right? We cross over right here. This hits stop loss right there, right, for 75 pips. But then, like I mentioned, when that happens, I just take the opposite position. I take the opposite right here. And then what happens? I lock in, I cover my loss, and I make profit off the trade as well. So if you guys want to catch this, go check out the previous session. Again, right here, market swap, first buy right there. We take that, boom, full TP. So I gone back like January 25th up until now, and they're all in profit, like literally no losses. I mean, there's a loss here, but we would have covered that loss. So, I mean, this is freaking insane. So for this right here, man, you can make so much, like just thinking about this right here, you can make so much profit off this. Because even if you're just going for 750 pips, like you think about that, you have like 31 wins in a month. Like, dude, that's 23,250 pips in profit. That's, I mean, I don't know what to tell you guys. That's a crazy number right there for us to lock in like profits from just taking this once a day. So thanks for that tip, Kyle. This strategy is crazy. I'm definitely going to be applying this today. So once this hits a market swap a little later at was it 1,500 hours? Yeah, 1,500 hours. I'm gonna take these trades, make a ton of profit off that. So yeah, back to what I was saying earlier. We're still looking for these scalps here, and you guys can see that we have a ton of strategies here. It's not just one strategy that's being used. We have like several strategies, and they're all profitable. So it depends on your trading style. If you like to intraday trade or swing trade, you can use the K² SR strategy right here, right? When it breaks structure, we take those trades. If you want to scalp, we have the scalp strategy. If you're lazy, you can take the daily strategy. It doesn't matter what type of trader you are. That's why everyone in K² profits. It doesn't matter what type of trader you are, when you want to trade. Everyone asks like what time zone I'm located in. It doesn't matter. My strategies work all day, 24 hours. So just keep that in mind. But yeah, like I mentioned, the signups are going to close. So if you guys want to take this strategy too, this is only going to be available to you if you sign up before the signups close, because once the sign is closed, I can't guarantee it's going to reopen anytime soon. It might open, within a month, within a couple months, maybe at the end of the year. It just depends on how I feel, if I'm ready to take on new students, because obviously, look at these profits right here. If I can just focus on making these profits, I don't need to sign anybody up. I can just make more profits just trading and increasing my lot size. So just keep that in mind, guys. I'm here to help, but I also need to look out for my own profits, and I need to look out for my team now, for whoever is already in K2. So just keep that in mind. Other than that, let me see if there's anything else that we are looking at over here before I continue. So let me see if there's anything else here that I'm missing. Okay, so Sam wants me to take a look at UK 100. Let me pull that up real quick. Sam wants me to look at UK 100. I'll go to UK 100 over here. So I'm gonna analyze this from an intraday perspective first, and then I'll go on the short time frames after that. So I'm gonna go on the 1 hour, and I'm gonna draw my zones right here. So looking at this, let's see, we got this upper zone right here. It's right there. It's right there. Man, I'm still like, dude, I don't know if you guys, I'm still thinking about the Asia session strategy. That thing's crazy, because I've been looking for an Asia session strategy for a long time now. That is pretty solid, and that's as solid as it gets, honestly. I haven't seen that actually works better than the New York session one. It seems like it's super accurate. So here I've drawn the structure for UK 100. I'm gonna turn on the momentum indicator now. So looking at this right here, we have a sell bias. So we have a sell signal right there. Here's my analysis right here: rejection off the structure, followed by a sell signal right here. I would be looking for next off this, Sam, is I want this to come and close below the structure right here. Once it closes below the structure right here, then I would take a short position off that, right? Similar to what happened right here. You can see it's the same exact setup. Like it's a mirror. It's literally the same exact side. I just drew for you here. Right here, we have a rejection off the structure. We have the sell signal right here. We have that breaking structure right here. And then what happened right there? Boom, full TP. See that? This is what I keep telling you guys. Like, a lot of people want to overcomplicate trading. Literally, I do this for every single thing I analyze. I did this for gold. I did this for Forex, like US 30. I did this for Euro USD. Now I did it for UK 100, and it's the same pattern, just repeating itself. So yeah, if you guys want to learn from me, if you guys want to learn my strategies, it's available to you right now. I can't say it's to be available to you guys for, because obviously I'm a busy guy, and I want to focus more on who's already in K2. Obviously you could show this to anybody, and everyone's going to want to, but whoever's been loyal to K2 from the beginning, I'm going to make sure you guys are profitable. We're all profiting before I go help out new people, right? I'll still come on these live sessions, but I'm probably not going to let you guys have access to my indicators unless you guys are already in K2. So right here, Sam, this is what I'm waiting for. Just waiting for it to break below here, close below here, and then we take that sell for another full TP. Looking at UK 100 on the scalp side, let me just pull this over here, and let's see if there's any scalps here for UK 100. So it doesn't look like anything right now. Sam, the last scalp was right here, actually. Rejected off structure right here, and the pivot right there, TP. So there's a full TP right there if you scalp UK 100. There's actually a whole bunch of entries right here. There's actually 3, there's 4, there's 5 actually. There's 5 entries right here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 entries there. If you took all 5 right here, short position right here, full TP for about 158 pips. Another one right here next to it, another 158 pips. Another one right next to it, another full TP. Another one next to right here. If you saw all these 3 positions, another full TP right there. So like 4 TPs, let's see, 158 times 4, it's a 632 pip profit if you stack these positions right here for all those wins. Other than that, I don't really see much going on. I mean, if you could just scalp these in both directions, right? Sam, there's a bunch here. There's like 6 wins right here, another one right here. Like you guys can see how easy this is. You know, I simplified trading for you guys. Literally, you just look for the rejection off the pivot and the structure. A win right there, another full TP right there. Again, on the opposite direction right here, right? There's a bunch of entries right here. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 10 entries right here. If you guys see this right here, there's a whole bunch of entries right here. If you want to stack all these right here, because it rejects off the pivot, off the structure, pivot, structure, rejection, pivot, structure, rejection, pivot, structure, rejection, same, right? So if you take all these trades right here, they all would have won because you can see that it all pushed up right there. So if you took all these trades, full TP, 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 full TP up here. So that's a lot of wins right there. That's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So if you scalp this, that's 17 wins right there. If you scalped all these trades right here for 5 hours, you just sat at your computer for 5 hours, you had about, how many wins was it? Like 17 wins times 158. That's a lot of pips right there for UK 100 if you guys decided to scalp that. So just keep that in mind, Sam. But yeah, it looks good so far. But currently there's no entries available for the UK 100. So let me see what else we got over here. Yeah, Patricia said lending session. I'm telling you, exactly. I got to stay up with you guys during lending session. Diamond's asking, who's your broker? I use FTMO and I use Hugo's Way for my personal, for my indices. And then I use Forex.com for my Forex trades. I use 3 different brokers, just depending on what I like to trade. So Patricia mentioned, Shawn, have you mentioned the Asia session US 30 for Signal that you and Billy were talking about? Oh yeah, so I just went over that right now. Sam said, if you sign up for Signal, do you get the chat room as well? Yeah, you do, Sam. John said, Shawn, you need help with answering some of the basic questions. This allows you to spend more time with more complex stuff. Yeah, exactly, John. I mean, that's the main key here, guys. Like when we have new members sign up, there's a lot of basic questions, which I don't mind helping with. It's just, it just takes up a lot of my time. Like yesterday, if you guys sat in on my mentoring sessions, I had like mentoring sessions every hour, and I missed out on a lot of trades because I was mentoring people. And you know, that's kind of why I want to take a break from that and just trade, because obviously everyone's making a ton of profit. Everyone's making more profit than me. Look at Tam over here. Wow, nice work, Tam. Tam locked in 587 off that DAX, another 285 off that DAX, and then the third one, 144 off that other DAX, the DAX as well. So congrats for that. Wow, look at Tam over here. She locked in $1,649 trading this morning with us here at K2. So congrats. Let's see. Tam said, everyone have a great morning. I'm done. Can't be greedy. Off to the barbershop I go. Nice. Tam's getting ready for the weekend, right? Or for another vacation. Could be one or the other. So congrats for that, Tam. Other than that, let me see if there's anything else to look at here before we continue on. Sam said, rocking it. Sam said, just understanding from you, Shawn. Yeah, definitely. No problem, Sam. Kel said, I caught that trade from that strategy I was telling you about, bro. Many blessings to come for everyone in K2. Exactly, Kel. That was awesome. You know, that strategy you showed me was awesome. It lines up just with our scalping strategy as well. Roland said, we need a K2 meetup at some resort. Rent the whole place, right, Roland? We're gonna keep hitting these scalps right here. We're gonna be able to rent out the whole resort for the whole K2 fam. It would be dope. I definitely plan on having a meetup. We were supposed to have a meetup last year and this year, but you know, obviously COVID happened and we couldn't travel. So it's probably gonna happen maybe later this year, if not next year. But I definitely am excited to meet you guys. You know, hopefully we can lock in enough profits for you guys to just, you know, have a really fun trip with us. But we'll definitely set up a trip where all of us can meet up, because everyone here is located in different areas, right? Sam is like located in like Australia. David over here is on the East Coast. I'm on the West Coast. We have a lot of people here out in London. So it'd be great to meet all you guys. Mark said, what time is that? 1,500 hours for that Asia session. Yeah, exactly. Rich said, hey, Shawn, could you have a look at gold again? What signals would you need for a buy entry? So let me pull up gold real quick for Rich. Let's see, gold over here. Let me see. So I wouldn't take a buy right now, Rich. Like in order for me to take a buy, it would, let me just back up real quick. it would need to swing back above the structure. So for example, here, we need a buy signal. So let me show you an example of a buy. A buy would be something like this. I need a rejection off the structure, right? I need a rejection off the K2SR zone. Then I need a buy signal. And then I need it to break and close above a structure right here. So rejection, buy signal, break and close past structure. Then I would take a buy entry right there, right? That's where I would take the buy entry. And then again, right here, as price break structure again, I would take another buy signal. I'd take another buy entry right there, right? So it's the same pattern that repeats itself. You can see right here that I have marked up rejection, buy signal, buy, rejection, buy signal, buy. For example, right here, there's no buy signal, there's no rejection, and there's no buy signal. So I would need so this would probably come down to this point right here. And then if it rejects off this point, so I'm just using this for example. I don't think this is going to happen, but this is just for example. If we get a rejection off this point, or here, this is what I'm thinking. Say price breaks below the structure, right? And then it comes back up. Say we get a buy signal right here, just for example, we get a buy signal and it closes above the structure. Then I would take that buy and write it up here. But until we get that, then I wouldn't be taking a buy because this momentum is too strong. This still has to come down and test this structure right here. It hasn't come down yet. It has about 200 more pips to go before it reaches this next structure down here. So keep that in mind. There's just no entry for a buy for gold right now. And I wouldn't speculate and take a buy just because you think it's going to go up, because you can get easily burned if the momentum pushes down pretty heavy. So let me go back over here real quick. All right, let me go back to US 30 to see if there's anything else that so here we go. US 30 is coming back down to test that structure. This is why I said not to don't chase that move right there, because look, if you chase that move right there, it pulled back about 700 pips. You might have gone stopped out at that point, possibly in profit if you were trailing it, or in negative if you entered too late. So there's no structures up here yet. I'm waiting for the structures to appear. Once they do appear, we can probably take some scalps. So let me see if there's anything else over here real quick before we continue on. Varun said check your messages on Telegram. Let me see. Varun, I got a bunch of messages here. Unless it's like something really important, I'm probably not gonna be able to get to it. Varun, I'm here on oh, okay, I see, Varun. There we go. Sorry, I missed this from yesterday. So Varun, you messaged me yesterday about the DAX. Sorry, I totally missed your message because you messaged me like at 2 a.m. so I was asleep at that time. Varun mentioned here, I'm just gonna pull up your chat here. Varun mentioned, I just discovered a new strategy on DAX. When the first signal comes on a 10-minute time frame, just take a hedge on both. I think we talked about this yesterday, right? I didn't respond to you on here, Varun, but I did talk about this on yesterday's live session. We actually covered this already. So just going back over to what you mentioned, you said, I discovered a new strategy on DAX. When the first signal comes on at 10 a.m. time frame, just take a hedge on both sides. Yeah, so we did cover this yesterday, Varun. I'm sure you were on the live session, right? We actually talked about this yesterday. Varun's talking about what he saw here was it's a strategy that it's kind of like it's an arbitrage trade because he takes it on both sides. It's not something that I like trading, but I mean, if it does work, why not use it? So let's go back over here to this clean chart. Take this off, and I'll go over to the DAX. So basically, the way that that Varun uses this is he does an arbitrage for the positions here. So he waits for open, which would be midnight. So for example, here, Varun, this is something that you would take. This is the first signal right here. You would take a long position. And it just doesn't make sense to me to arbitrage it because, I mean, obviously it would work in some instances, but in some instances you get burned both ways. And if that happens, you could lose a lot of profit off that. So you said 150, so you said 75 profit, or no, Profit is going to be 15, and then stop loss is 750. So it looks like right here, if you took the buy, you would have won 750 pips. And then if you take the sell, you would have lost 750 pips. So yeah, I could see what you mean by this with the, it's exactly what I mentioned, you know, it's arbitraging. So for example, here, you would have taken a win off that. So for example, here, you would have won 1,500 pips, but then you would have lost 750 pips. So you guaranteed 750 pips. This actually works really good. If it's like very consistent. I'm gonna try to see if we find any bad ones here. Did you see any bad ones, Varun? I just want to make sure if you saw any bad ones that we can possibly look at, because like looking at the wins are cool, but I prefer to look at the losses because I want to make sure you know, there's not something here that we're missing that could have been oh man, people are like messaging me on Instagram. They're like, bro, so if I want to make money trading, do I really have to dial in? I mean, obviously. It's funny, like a lot of people like, and it's not people in K2, it's like friends from like high school and stuff. They like, because they see like all these new toys that I'm getting and stuff, and they're like, I want to get into trading. And then they think that trading, you can just like hop into it and you're like guaranteed, right? It doesn't work like that. So Varun, looking at this right here. So see, this is what I was talking about right here, Varun. So if you took this trade here, you would have gotten burned in both ways. So this is why I don't like this strategy, because see for here, this is the first entry after open. You would have hit stop loss here for the first one, and you would have hit stop loss here for the second one before it would have went down. So this isn't necessarily something that I would apply. It looks good when it hits, but when it doesn't hit, you get burned really bad because you lost 750 pips times 2. You just lost 1,500 pips off this trade. And this is why I don't like the strategy, because if this happens right here where the market's too volatile, you'll get kicked out of the trade both ways and you won't make any profit. So let's go back one more day. I just want to make sure how this plays out. And you know, I'm not trying to knock your strategy or anything, but it's just too risky. Like, what if you have 2 bad days like that, and then you just have like, it'll take you like 2 extra wins to cover that loss, right? So if that happens, I mean, it's not really gonna be profitable long term if that can end up like spiking a lot. So like right here, for example, we did the same strategy. So it looks like this one would have hit right here. So I think what you should probably do, Varun, if you want to apply the strategy, is probably back test it intensively. Go back years in data to back test it to see how accurate it is, because you want to have a good sample as to, you know, how this works, because you don't want to be trading it and then it ends up having like, here, let me see this right here. Okay, so like for example right here, so this would have hit TP right there. So yeah, this would have been 750. Let me see if there's anything else here, because you just got to be cognizant of like market conditions, right? Market conditions aren't always going to be good. There's always going to be some like crazy spikes in price. But if you could pull a sample of it, you know, maybe I'll show this to the back testing group, and then we can probably look at it. John, I know John, you're in here. So John's part of the back testing group. Alkin's probably here too. Mark's here as well. If this is something you guys want to look at, guys, I mean, it could be profitable. Don't get me wrong. It could be profitable. It's just, yeah, so this would have been a win and then a loss in the other way, but you guarantee 750 pips. Okay, let me check this out right here. Yeah, but I mean, overall, see, like this is kind of close right here. Sometimes we might have to make the stop loss a little wider, you know, just from like the testing that I've been doing right here. Because I think when the market's actually, so this right here would have been a loss in that direction, but I think it would have been a win in this direction right here. Yeah, don't get me wrong, this is a good strategy. It's just, see how close it gets right here? Oh yeah, so this would have been a burn on both sides. See how it lost for the first one? So for the first one right there, it lost. And then for this one right here as well, it lost too. So you just got to keep that in mind with this strategy, because if you keep having these back-to-back losses, you know, your burn rate is going to be very high. So maybe do some back testing, Varun. And then if you figure out 750. Oh gosh, Varun. So the I don't know what the measurements are for this right here, Varun, because these are I'm not sure how DAX moves. I don't know if it's like valued like US 30 because I don't trade it. But yeah, if you look at here on the 750, I guess yeah, it might work a little better on this. You just got to make sure that it's I mean, you got to be a little more detailed, Varun, if you're going to give me these things here. Because the thing with if so for comparing this with the US 30, see these are the measurement are by points, right? The DAX generally is measured by points too. So depending on if you know which one this is a CFD. So I'm not sure if you're talking about the actual indice price or if we're talking about the future price, because they vary. Like for example, here the DAX and but it's the same thing. It's the same thing that I mentioned earlier, Bruin. It doesn't matter because even if you're doing that, if they're both ranging, here I could even go back and see how they work here. Even if they're ranging, you could still get burned in both ways if you end up trading that way. So for example, let me just look over here real quick. 750 or no, 750 right here, stop loss. You would just need to back test it more because you know unless you bring like actual like solid data, then it's going to be hard for us to really figure out how it necessarily works. So right there, that would have been a loss. And then let's see if we went the other way. See, this would have been a loss in both ways, everyone. It doesn't matter if it was 750 or 1500. It still would have been a double loss right here. So we would have lost in both ways. See, Brun? So it's the same thing. Even if it was 750 or 750, you still would have lost both trades here for the same trade. It's the same thing both ways. So yeah, do some back testing on it first, and then you know once you figure out more data on it, then we can actually implement it into actual strategy. Because you know, like you mentioned, it's just a raw strategy right now. There might be some differences that some changes we can make to the strategy to make it better. But I think for now, it's there's some flaws that need to be addressed, obviously. Because if this happens too often, where we have back-to-back losses, that's just going to be it's just going to add on to the risk. But it's a good strategy, though. Good idea. It's a great idea that you mentioned, and it's something that we could work on, right? Because this is how K2 works, guys. K2 members create their own strategies. They introduce it to me, and then I test it out, and I figure out what we can do to make it better. And that's why K2 continues to grow like every day, because we keep coming up with new strategies like day after day that are profitable. So yeah, keep that in mind. But yeah, thanks for mentioning this, bro. This is a good strategy. It's just we need to work on it to make it better. So let me continue on with this as well. Okay, so I missed like all your messages here, so Brain. Yeah, you did miss it yesterday. We talked about this yesterday, but it does look good. Looks good for the most part. So let me go ahead and go back over here and see if we're missing anything. I'm trying to get into some trades, guys, but it's like everything is so far, like US 30 right here. It's so far and it's not coming back down to the pivot. If it comes down to the pivot right there and then it swings up, then yeah, I could take a long position there, but it hasn't come down yet. So other than that, let me go through the chat again real quick and see if we're missing anything else. All right, sounds good, Varun. Yeah, back test it on the weekend and get some just get some numbers together, right? Just give me the win-loss ratio, and then we can figure out what we can do different. And then just document the trades, like just journal them, and then see what hits and what doesn't. That way we can continue to improve your strategy. So let me continue on over here real quick, see what else I missed over here. All right. City said, yeah, take the first signal for Asia. What do you think about scalping that direction after the full move is placed? I mean, you can do that, City. It just really depends on what you want to take, right? because I scalp during Asia session all the time. Like yesterday, I scalped a couple moves over here. What did I take? Well, I took this right here, I think. Actually, no, I didn't take these. I don't know if I scalped yesterday, but I scalped. I do scalp Asia sessions sometimes. Like so let's look at that same entry that we were talking about. The other, where's it at? So yeah, that Asia session strategy. I'll turn on session breaks over here. Okay, yeah. So like for example, right here, right? Looking at this city, we have the Asia entry right here. So we would have taken the full move right here, short position, for about 7. And this is the difference that we were talking about with like mean Bruin earlier. So for US 30, it's measured by points. So instead of doing 1500 pips, it's 75 pips, right? Instead of 750, we just take off the 0, and that would be the numbering for that. So just some miscommunication there, but that's pretty much how it would be measured for US 30. But yeah, for example, here, city, if you would take this right here, it would have hit full TP. And then on top of that, you could have taken the scalps downwards, right? So as price came down right here, there's a rejection. There's actually 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 entries right there where you could have scalped this for a short entry right there. Yeah, so this would have hit full TP right there, 500 pips, another full TP right here, 500 pips, another full TP right there, 500 pips, another one right there, 500 pips, 500 pips, 500 pips. So like 5 or 6 wins right there. If you wanted to scalp that down, city, and that's pretty much how you could take trades. Definitely, you can scalp in that direction if you decided to take it. Let me see if there's anything else here before we continue. Saquon said, if you can catch them scalp trades, why not do the full move? Why not while doing? Oh yeah, no, for sure we do that, Saquon. So if we do take daily, like if we take our daily entry for US 30, we're scalping from that move as well. Well, we're doing both. Sorry guys, it looks like my internet connection is kind of going off. So guys, I think the reason why YouTube disconnects me at like 9 every day is because I've been online for too long. I'm usually on live stream with you guys for like 5 or 6 hours, like at a time during a trading session. And when it hits 9, I'm on live for like 3 hours already. So I think YouTube's been kicking me off the live sessions because I've been on live for too long. So if I do get disconnected at 9 again, I'll try to come back on. Otherwise, maybe we'll try to call it earlier, and then we'll see where we go from there. But I think that's the issue with YouTube, why they keep kicking me off the live stream, because I'm just live with you guys for too long, for like over 3 hours a day, or actually over 5 hours a day every morning. Otherwise, let me check the other chats over here and see what else we're going. Laquar mentioned, hi Shawn, I've been in group chat for a while now, but not signed as I can't commit due to work and being in the UK. Would love to. Yeah, sure, Laquar. I mean, you don't need to be on like all the time. You can still, like, if you have the indicators, you can trade at any time you want, because you said, like, your reasoning is that because of work and being in the UK. We have a lot of UK traders. We have a lot of UK traders over here as well in K2, and they don't have any problem. There's a lot of UK traders here who work a full-time job too, and they still profit on their own using the strategies on their own time. So I mean, if that's an option that's available to you if you want to. I mean, otherwise, you can just wait until you have free time as well. It's just really up to you. Mark said, Shawn, here if you need some help. Definitely. Thanks, Mark. Appreciate that. I'll probably introduce these strategies to you guys in the back test group. Maybe we'll get on a call sometime next week. I have mentoring sessions all day today and all day tomorrow. So, I need to, here, I'm going to make a note of all the strategies here so that I don't forget them. Say new strategies. I'm going to say Kyle, his US 30 entry after market swap open, 700 pip target. So I'm going to leave that there. What's the new strategy? Varun is the London Open first signal, 750 stop loss, 1500 TP, 1500 TP, London Open arbitrage trade. All right, I think that's it for the two new strategies right now. We have Kyle's US 30 strategy and then Bruin. So I'm going to keep the list for that so I don't forget about it. And then, yeah, Mark, we'll probably get on a live session with the backtesting team where we can discuss and figure out, you know, what we're going to move forward with. City said, what about taking the next signal if the first signal after? I mean, you can do that, City. I mean, there's a ton of ways to apply the strategy. You know, like everyone here is always introducing new stuff. So, City, go ahead and backtest that if you think that's something that could be applicable. But I'm just way too busy to find new strategies for you guys, right? Like when I see something new, I'll teach it to you guys, but I'm not going to go and like find brand new strategies when like what I have already works, right? Because there's like no point in fixing something that isn't broken. But if you do find something good, City, go ahead and backtest it and then bring it up to me. I just don't have time to go and, you know, backtest these strategies for you. You'd have to go backtest it yourself and figure out if it works. Or actually like at least have like the requirements. So if you have the requirements, I can go and test it for you live here. But other than that, I think, you know, we just don't have that much time for me to go backtest like brand new strategies. Since we're still working on the scalping strategy, this isn't even done yet. This is basically the bear strategy for the scalping strategy, but obviously it works. So we're going to keep using it. So let me continue on with these questions. Patricia said, Shawn, the Asia session is crazy. I agree, Patricia. Same with me too. Morning, Vishnu. Saquon mentioned, I was about to ask if you get that momentum signal after Asia Open and another comes after, what do you do? So Saquon, if that happens, we just take the first one. We don't hop out and hop into the next one. We just take that first one and then we catch that momentum move. If it ends up stopping us out, we switch over in the other direction. Anthony's here. What's up, Anthony? CT said, who stacks? I stack. and when it works, it works. When it doesn't, it doesn't. Because you guys have seen that before where it burns out times. Sam mentioned with a candle at 4. Sorry, Sam, I'm trying to figure out which pair you're talking about. Sam, if you can confirm which pair you're talking about, then we can take a look at that. Sorry, because I've had so many questions here in the chat that I missed what you were talking about, Sam. But if you can confirm, you know, what candle you're talking about at 440, then I can take a look. Ark said, what time Asian began Central Time, and what are the TP stop loss numbers? Ark, I think you should hold off on this. Don't hop into something new just yet. You know, when I actually cover it and I backtest it, then we'll actually go over the details. But I don't think it's something that you should hop into right away, Ark. Of your account. David said, I don't want to hear it. Been telling you for at least 5 months, London is litty. Yeah, I agree. Mark said, we were afraid because January's been nuts, but the first signal has hit 7 out of 8 last NFP. Nice. Yeah, definitely. CT said, I can type 73 words per minute, make pretty good coffee. Greg said, US 30 is going to drop. Yeah, it might drop quite a bit because it's pushed up so far. It's going to have to retrace slightly. And then at that point, I'm going to try to catch a scalp if we, you know, when it ends up appearing at that point. Nice. Want to meet up in Dubai? Let's do it. Deswell said Bahamas. Deswell, you're Deswell actually flies planes. He's gonna fly us all to the Bahamas with our K² jet, right? Let's see what else we got here. J Kick said SP 500 getting ready for a scalp entry. 4 minutes till candle close. J Kick. Which one are you talking about, Jay? So let me see. Okay, damn, I missed that one. So like, Jay, did you catch that? See, I was too busy with the chat, but yeah, Jay, if you caught that trade, that's nice. Look at that. he mentioned this in the chat. I don't know if you guys were following the chat when Jay mentioned this. He said that there was a candle closing right here, which it closed right here, rejection off the pivot, rejection off the structure for a full TP right there for 50 or 500 pips, I guess. 50 points, 500 pips. So yeah, nice work on that, Jay. My bad. I just saw your message. I wish I saw it because I would have taken it with you. But full TP on that right there. So just a reminder, guys, if you guys want access to the strategy and these indicators, just go to the website, k2trades.com, and sign up for the K2 strategy course. And make sure you do it before we close the signups, because once it closes, I can't guarantee it's going to open anytime soon. So nice, Jeff. That was a good catch off that. Okay, so Sam said UK 100 again. Sorry. Let's make it a good year and hit all the strip clubs. Sam's got a plan set. So let me pull up a UK 100 real quick. Go over there to UK 100. You mentioned 440. So Sam, I'm not sure what your time zone is. If you're looking at my time zone, 440. I don't think there's an entry right here at 440. I'm assuming you're. I mean, yeah, obviously you're located somewhere else. So I'm not sure if you're talking about something up here. But I don't see the. I don't see anything at 440 here my time. I'm sure you're located somewhere else. So that's probably why our charts look different. But if you're looking at these right here, then yeah, these will all be entries. Other than that, there's no other entries over here. So the latest entry would be at 340 my time. So that might be your time, because you said 440. So maybe you're an hour ahead of me, and it was actually 330 right here, because this would have been an entry on my time zone. Yeah, so I'm looking here at 440, Sam. I don't see any entry right here. So here's 440 right here. There's a rejection off the pivot, but there needs to be a rejection off structure. There's no structure right here. So this wouldn't be an entry for UK 100. All right, cool. So I think that's about it, guys. Let me go back to what we were looking at earlier. Here, let me continue up to the top, and let me see what else I missed before I scroll down further. Spawn said for US 30, I think it's going to come down and fill up all that liquidity, then correct itself. Yeah, I think so too, Spawn. The momentum up is just way too strong, right? It's probably going to drop slightly. I don't think it's going to drop all the way down here. It's probably going to drop slightly, and then it's going to swing all the way back up. I left my SR indicators on to identify, if new zones get created up here, so we can create that as we move up. But other than that, it's just going to keep pushing up, it looks like. Sisu said, try the scout strategy that you discovered with your mentor call last night. Figure out forward test it. Yeah, same here, Sisu. I'm going to be doing the same. Today I'm going to take that Asia session entry, and I'm just going to, we'll see how it plays out for the most part. Sisu mentioned need a several more to know how solid it is. We'll definitely get back to you. Yeah, definitely. Sisu said, sorry, I meant the one with Shawn and Josh. Okay. Yeah, so Sisu, if you're talking about that one with Josh, I think that was the Sunday strategy, right? Yeah, I just saw your message right now, Jay. You said valid scalp for S&P. Totally missed that one. But yeah, that's good right there. Full TP on that one. All right. Mary wants me to take a look at NZDJPY. Let me see if I could let's go to a chart over here. Just gonna go to a new chart. Oh, we're in NZDJPY, right? I'm probably in some drawdown right now. Fuck. I don't know what happened with the JPY. It looks like it dumped. Yeah, I'm in some heavy. Well, I mean, it's at support right now. I'm in some drawdown. You can see right here. I took a standard lot off this. I'm in negative 300, which is fine. Shit happens, And this is me being like 100% transparent with you guys. We hit TP1 up here, but I was asleep, or I don't know, I was stupid. I forgot to close it in profit. So I forgot to close my position in profit last night. I didn't follow my own rules, and then I'm in drawdown now. So you guys can see here, this is my real account. Like, I don't always win. I mean, technically, it's still a floating loss. It hasn't closed yet. So for this right here, I don't always win, guys. I show you guys my losses and my wins. I do win majority of the time, obviously. but shit like this does happen. Like, you know, it's inevitable. Something like this is going to happen where you have these weird spikes in price, but it is at support right here. So what I kind of see happening here is I probably see this rejecting off this support and then shooting back up. That's what I'm hoping for, because I'm in some red right now, which is fine. You know, this is like, depending on how long you've been trading for. I've been trading for like 10 years, guys. So seeing this right here is not, it doesn't affect me at all, because I know if this ends up hitting stop loss, I'm going to make it right back on the next trade. It's not a big deal. You know, it's a back and forth game. As long as you're consistent with your profits, you're going to bounce back. But yeah, I'm not sure what causes this spike right here. Let me check the other JPY pairs. So it looks like all the JPY pairs are kind of dropping right now, right? Even K² JPY right here. We didn't take this trade, but I did mark it up. It's dropping a little bit. Euro JPY, this is just going sideways. GJ is going up. I don't know why the JPY is strong against the NZD. So it's at support right now, Mary. So I think this might be swinging back up. Unfortunately, I didn't close my trade out in profit like I normally do. So that's my bad. You know, that was my bad. So if I do end up in some drawdown, I take responsibility for that for myself. But yeah, this is weird right here, because you can see here that the NZD is actually pushing up. The JPY is pushing up too, but it's very, very weak, right? So this makes no sense why this would spike down like that. I'm not sure if there was news this morning. Let me check. Let's see. Is there news this morning? No, no news. Nothing really affecting the JPY. Yeah, so I'm not sure what caused that spike, Mary. You know, it does happen sometimes where you just see some weird spike like that, and then it ends up swinging all the way back up. So I'm not too worried about it. We still have a lot of space to the stop loss down here, right? We have about we still got like 15 pips or 20 pips actually, 17 pips to be exact, for stop loss. So we're pretty far from it. And it's probably gonna reject off this support right here, because you can see like every time, like there's a lot of instances where it rejects off the support and then it shoots right back up, kind of similar to what happened right here. Test the support, shot back up, test the support, shot back up. I think if it shoots back from this point, it's going to go to full TP, because it's going to be a pretty strong confirmation that this support here is a pretty strong hold. So that's pretty much it for NZD JPY right there. Man, there's a bunch of trades here that I was going to call last night, but I didn't call because it looked too risky. UCAD over here would hit full TP. I had it marked up here, and then also USD CHF would hit full TP as well. So let me see if there's anything else right here. Kimmy said, how do you get the time switch line on the chart? Kimmy, so click on this right here, this little settings button, then click on session breaks right here. And then it will mark up whenever market turnover happens. This is going to be the swap spread. So when the market swaps from the previous day to the next day, that's what these lines are for. So just click on session breaks right here to turn that on. Isaac said, are your signals friendly with copy trader? Honestly, I don't use a copy trader, Isaac, so I would have no idea. But you know, I don't like working with lazy traders. So if that's what you're planning on doing, I'm not going to help you with your copy trader. It's going to be your responsibility to manage it and fix it, you know, because I don't use a copy trader, so I can't give you any advice on that. But I personally, I rather teach people how to actually trade rather than using a copy trader. So, I mean, if you want to use it, it's up to you, but you got to take responsibility for it if it goes rogue and it ends up blowing your account, because that's happened to people before, not in K2, but people who come to K2 from other groups. Deswell said, yeah, let's get this K2 jet. Ricky said S&P potential sell. I don't think so. It looks like a strong buy to me. Yeah, it doesn't look like a sell to me at all. Ricky, he said around 38.60 area. So we'll see. I mean, I'll mark it up for you. Like, I'm not going to knock your analysis, Ricky. Maybe if you can send a chart, we can see what you mean, or like, you know, what you're trying to analyze here. But yeah, so you mentioned 360. I can see why you see that, because there's you can see that here. This is what I'll do. I'll analyze S&P on the intraday chart, and then we'll see where the resistance is. So let me go to S&P real quick. But yeah, you know, definitely it would help if you had a chart that you shared, you know, explaining your thought process behind your sell analysis, because that would definitely provide some insight as to what you're looking at, because I don't see any drop happening anytime soon. But yeah, it looks like the resistance is right there. So that could be the the point where we determine whether it continues up or if it drops. So I'll just draw these zones here real quick, and I'll just, I'll try to analyze it from that point. But I could see where your analysis comes from now, because you identify that resistance right there. I'm not sure if you're using the K2 indicators, probably not. But if you were, then yeah, it definitely could be a possible sell. Because I didn't realize that there was a K2SR zone up there yet until we actually looked at it. So looking at this here, you mentioned, possible sell at 38.60. Actually, 38.60 is still below the zone. So 38.60 is right here. This is what you are identifying as the sell point. But the K2SR zone is a little higher. So it's probably going to push above it, I think. It'll probably break through that point that you're looking at, go up here. Once it reaches this point, it can either break through and continue higher, or it'll reject off here and come back down, right? Two different scenarios that can play out there. However, we have a buy bias right here. Like I mentioned, the same strategy that I've been discussing, all morning. Check this out. Rejection off structure, buy signal, break and close past structure right here. And then from this point over here, what happened from there? It pushes up to the next structure, right? Same thing right here. A break and close past structure, push up to here, right? Same thing. Ranged over here. Rejection of structure right here. Buy signal. It's going to push up to this structure right here, right? It's the same pattern that just keeps repeating itself. Breaking close past structure right here. And then what do you think is going to happen if price breaks and close past this structure above here? It's going to shoot up, right? So just keep that in mind. I think S&P is way too bullish for it to come down from that point. But I mean, we'll have to wait and see. I'll keep this marked up here so we can come back and look at it. But I think me personally, I think it's going to keep pushing up further. So we'll see how this goes. Let's see. Oh, that's weird. Yeah, Sam said my zones are different. My bad, Sam. I keep going back and forth, so I didn't really see what you mentioned over there. So I can pull up UK 100 again. Here, let me see if there's any other zones here. Here, I'll redraw these zones here because it looks like your zones are different from mine. All right. There we go. So I'm just going to draw these zones right here. All right, so I have drawn my zones there. Let me see. You mentioned 440. Okay, I see. Yeah, I see what you saw here. Yeah, so this would have been a scalp here for UK 100 right here, right? So you're talking about 440. Yeah, this would have been a scalp here. It looks like it might have been a loss, but let's see. Yeah, depending on where your stop loss was, it looks like this would have been a loss right here. This is why I personally don't like trading UK 100 outside of like towards the end of London session. If you guys know how like the sessions work, guys, it usually moves like in two impulses, right? Like same with US 30. Like for US 30, that there's two impulses during New York session. It's the same with UK 100. So for example, here for UK 100, it pushes down halfway through the session, and then mid-session it reverses in the other direction up until market close, which should be somewhere around here, I guess, what, 6:30, I think. Yeah, I'm not sure when market closes for I'm assuming it's like around 6:30 right here. So if you guys, understand how the markets move, it generally moves in like two impulses. So for example, right here, London opened here at midnight. So at midnight, it came down, or like from the first part of the session, it came down, and then second session, it swings up. It does that the same for US session as well. So if you look at US 30 over here, it usually moves in two impulses as well. Like for example, let's see, yesterday was here. So literally it came down initially. So let's see, 6:30 right here, up until right here. So like same situation right here for like US 30. Wait, why does it look weird? Oh, I guess that's right. Yeah, so like for the same with US 30 during US session, it has an impulse down, and then midway through session, it impulses the other way. So just keep that in mind if you guys are looking at trades. So like be more careful towards the end of the session or towards the middle of the session, because that's generally where the impulse happens. Or so this can be seen as two different things. The impulse could have been down here, then up here, but in reality, it's the other way actually. So like the first impulse was, now that I think of it, because mid session was down here, we have the first impulse where it impulses up, and then midway around lunchtime right here, 11, 12, then it swings down, right? Sorry, I was looking at that wrong. I thought this was the first impulse, but this is technically the first impulse. From market right here, 7 a.m. up until 11, lunchtime, it goes up, and then from lunch until market close, it goes down. So just keep that in mind when you're trading specific assets during specific sessions, because each session is a little different, and it's the same with like every other pair as well. So looking at UK 100 over here, that was definitely a proper scalp, Sam, but I probably would have avoided it, because right here from like London, it opened at midnight up until maybe like 3 or 4. That's where the impulse started to change. Right here around 3, it's like mid session, 3 hours in, and then it went the other way. So if that happens right there, it's probably going to keep pushing up, right? Which it basically did right here. So just keep that in mind for future reference. I mean, this is probably something that you didn't realize, but I just know it from my experience trading indices and just in general over the years. All right, so let me see if there's anything else over here real quick. Sam said, since I joined the chat a few weeks ago and started a 10-minute chart, I'm finding much better entries. Thanks, bro. Yeah, definitely, Sam. I'm glad, dude, that you're killing it just like everyone else here. Let me see if there's anything else here. CT said gold down equals JPY down risk, should run. I mean, we'll see. Market's just, I mean, market is all over. It is NFP week, guys, so keep that in mind. That's why the market's kind of all over the place. It's not necessarily moving as smooth as it was earlier in this week, but now it's kind of just spiking around. I'll go back to US 30 real quick. I'm still trying to catch these scalps for US 30, but I don't think it's going to drop anytime soon. Is this a new zone right here? Oh no, this is the 30-minute. So let me check this real quick. All right. All right, looks good right here. Let me see if there's anything else before we continue. Let's see. City said, if NJ breaks that zone and closes after the sell signal, would you hop out of that position and take the sell since it would meet the SR zone requirements? Possibly, City. It's a little risky because just the way that the market's moving, because sometimes it'll do a fake out where it comes down and then it ends up swinging all the way back up, right? So I probably wouldn't do that. I would probably just take the L or just exit the trade and just set out. The thing with Forex is it's different. It's not like US 30, for example, here, right? So for US 30, if you have a loss, like say if you take a sell here, just for an example, you take a sell here, and then price pushes a threshold. I think the threshold is about 1,000 pips. If it pushes past 1,000 pips, odds are it's probably going to keep pushing in that direction another 1,000 pips. So that's why I would flip it for US 30. For Forex, it's a little different because it's a ranging asset. So if it does push, in one direction, odds are it's probably going to range right back. So that's the reason why I wouldn't take it. But I mean, it's not a horrible idea if you decide to take it. Yeah, looking at US 30 right here, still nothing. It's unfortunate. I was so excited to take some trades this morning and I missed all the trades because I was looking at the wrong thing. So I missed S&P for like 3 entries right here, 1, 2, 3 that I could have taken, but I was looking at something else. And then same with US 30 over here. I was going to take these 2 this morning, but I was setting up the live stream, so I missed it, and then I missed these 2 trades. So I mean, it's unfortunate, but it's whatever. You guys made profits off it, so that's all that matters. As long as some people made profit off it, I'm happy with that. Yeah, I want to try to lock in some for myself as well. All right, let's see. So Quan said, which indicator is that you have up on NZDJPY that shows a take profit real time? So Saquon, if you want to use that, it's just this tool right here. If you click this menu over here, prediction measurement tools, you click the long position, and that's how you would set that up. Oh, you're talking about on the screen, right? So on the screen, you have to have your broker that's connected to your account. If you have your broker connected, that's how you can see it on there. Let's see. Dilraj is trying. Did you know TradingView made an app version in beta for Windows and Mac? Oh, no way. Oh, that's awesome, dude. Yeah, thanks for letting me know, Dilraj. I didn't know about that. So I'm gonna take a look. That's probably gonna have way more functions and it's probably gonna have less lag. And that might be a benefit because guys, like I know you guys have seen where like you try to back test at 10 minute, it doesn't go far back. I think if we have the actual app, it'll probably be able to pull that information a lot better. But yeah, thanks for letting me know, Dilraj. I'm gonna take a look at that after this session. Or actually, let me see. It's probably in what's new. I haven't really looked here for the new stuff lately, but I'll definitely take a look at it. Thanks for letting me know, Dilraj. I'm gonna probably download that later tonight. Yeah, no problem, Ricky. Just looking at this here, I definitely want to see what happens here with your S&P analysis because your zone, your price point is right next to my zone, so it could be a good chance that it'll reject off it. But I mean, we'll see how it plays out from there. If that happens, you can hop in and then make a quick profit off that as well. So let's see if there's anything else here. Saquon's asking, how are you drawing your zones with the rectangle tool and it extends like that? Saquon, so when I draw my zones here, you just got to click on it. So here, I'm going to make it smaller. When you have your zone like that, just double click on your zone, go to style right here, and then check off extend right and extend left. So example right there, there's nothing there. I hit extend right, it goes all the way to the right, extend left, goes all the way to the left. And then you'll have it go across the chart for you like that. Dennis said, how do you pull up the time difference and TradingView, meaning separations from Asia, New York time? So Dennis, there's a lot of ways to do it. One way that I use is there's an indicator here called sessions. So if you go to indicators right here, you just type in session, and it's called Sessions on Chart by Alrox. So if you have that there, you can turn this on right here, and then you can turn on any session. So London session, New York session, Tokyo session. Obviously, it's going to be messy when I turn it on like that because there's so many sessions. But if you just want to look at something specific, like Tokyo session, then you'll have that right there. It's still messy, but if you just want like Tokyo session, it'll be right there. That's just Tokyo. If you want to take that off and just have Sydney, you have that right there. You just want New York right there, London right there. So that's something that you can use. I just use this as a tool when I'm back testing, but I don't necessarily really use it like that. I don't use it that much. It's just when I'm back testing a strategy that's meant for a specific session. James mentioned, can we do questions 30 minutes before or after the session, spend more time looking for moves? That way we can focus on trading like you want to. Yeah, definitely, James. We'll probably do that. We'll probably start doing that tomorrow. Thanks for bringing that up. because that's actually a good idea. We could probably start the session and I'm just going to trade so you guys can see me analyze stuff. And then after that, I'll go through the question because obviously, you know, I've been on live for like 2 or 3 hours now, and I've just been going over questions this whole time. So that's definitely a good idea. And thanks for mentioning that, James. We'll probably start doing that tomorrow and the following weeks. That way I can focus on trades and then you guys can hop in on these trades for us. Let me see what else we got over here. Sam said, thanks, Shawn. Got to remember that. Yeah, definitely, Sam. No problem. Rich said, hey, Shawn, having some trouble drawing my zones. I have the indicators, but I don't know what determines drawing the big zone as to separating the zones. So, Rich, I'll show you, for example, over here. Let me just pull up like a random pair. I'll just go like on the 4 hour right here. So I'll show you on 2 different things. I'll show you on the 4 hour and I'll show you on the 10-minute because drawing zones on those time frames are going to be different depending on what you're looking for. So for example, here, let me go to, I don't know, something that's moving pretty calm or pretty decent. So moving calm right here, like Euro USD, right? So for something like this, if you're trading Euro USD on the 4 hour, then we're going to turn on the K2SRs. And then you can see that these are pretty spread out, right? So for example, here, I'm going to draw these zones, or I'll go to one where they overlap. So for this right here, obviously these are going to be separated because they're pretty far apart. See, these are like way off. But for example, this right here, you can see that this green zone is within this red zone, right? So instead of drawing 2 separate zones like that, and then, you know, a separate one up here, instead of doing this, you could just connect those into one big zone. So for example, there is one big zone right there because it engulfs the other zones, right? Same with this right here. You can see that this zone right here cuts into this zone, but you can see that this green zone cuts into both of these zones right here. So instead of drawing 2 zones right here like that, right? Instead of drawing 2 zones like that, just extend this up and create a big zone to connect this one with this one down here. And then, you know, same with this one down here. For example, right here, this big zone right here, you guys got to keep in mind that these zones are connected, right? So we have this zone right here. There's always 2 lines. There's one line here, one line here. There's one line here and one line here. Since this zone cuts into this zone, you can just connect these 2 together as well like that, right? And that's pretty much it. That's how you do on the 4 hour. You know, going back on the shorter time frame, like the 10-minute, this is where it gets a little messy because there's a lot that overlap, right? So for this right here, you'll do the same thing. You see how this, we have this big zone right here, and then within it, there's a smaller zone. So instead of drawing 2 zones, you just connect these 2 like that. Here's this upper zone, lower zone. And you can see that this zone right here kind of cuts into it. So you can do this. You can do this where you have 2 separate zones like that, or you can just delete this one and then connect this one into a big zone right here, right? Because the thing with this is you have 2 zones right here and you have a little space right here, right? You got a little space, like it's probably not even a pip. It's less than a pip. It's like